Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Ashley Smith here in the First Alert Weather Center. I said today feels like a busy day, and I don't really know why. Okay, hold on. You're probably going to hear an echo. There we go. But yes, so for some reason I'm just a few minutes late here, but here I am. We mentioned this, I think last week, and I apologize about the camera angle. I wish it was a little bit different, but here we go. That's a little bit better. But I mentioned this last week that we're going to start doing this weekend show at 10:15. We think it just pairs up better with the time of the newscast, and then not to mention when we do Sundays during football season, we end at 9 a.m. So waiting until 11 just didn't make a whole lot of sense. So, okay, let me see here. Okay, so of course we are going to be talking about, here we go, figuring out how to change this on the fly. It's a little bit better, I think. Yeah, there we go. That's more how I like it to be. Okay, so we are going to be talking about all sorts of things, as a matter of fact. But of course, most importantly, the First Alert weather day for tomorrow. We'll talk about those details, the hourly forecast. There's a lot going on today, though. And of course, the weather looks great for all of those things today. Let me move this just a little bit. Okay. It's a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, they adjusted this for elections, and now we're just trying to figure out how to get it, or I'm trying to figure out how to get it back to where I want it. So tomorrow we are talking about some heavy rain at times. Now, while tomorrow is a First Alert weather day, we're not talking about severe storms. We're not talking about flooding rains, but it is going to be impactful. We do know that there are some outdoor events tomorrow that will be impacted by this. You have the Pete Rose Memorial. It's going on for 14 hours from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. A large part of that will be impacted by the rain. You also have the Honor Run, which is happening in Florence. I'll be participating in that tomorrow. 7 a.m. is the half marathon, the 5K and 10K at 7:45 tomorrow. It'll be raining that entire time. There's really no way around that. The intensity of the rain will change throughout that event, but definitely going to be wet. And another veterans event, this is a DAV 5K. They came down between, oh look, it's a little breezy out there right now. They came down, this is making me go a little side-eyed or something. Anyways, they come down between Moorline and the ballpark, and then they kind of go out to the banks, and then I believe they go back up that way. So that's why you're seeing a lot of folks around there. That's really wrapping up at this point. It started at 9 a.m. 52 degrees you saw out there right now in Cincinnati. So temperatures will be mild today. Rain moves in from the west. We're going to see some heavy rain at times tomorrow. No rain today. If we do get any kind of rain today, it's not until very late tonight, so it won't impact your outdoor plans. We are going to see those showers move in from the west. And just a reminder that, of course, we do need the rain. We are abnormally dry all across the tri-state with a moderate drought for portions of Clinton and Warren counties as well. And so, yes, I want to briefly mention Tropical Storm Rafael. Of course, this was a hurricane at one point. This track is just looks terrible. But Rafael expected to continue to spin. I actually think this track is not for Rafael. But maybe, let me pull it up here. But anyways, Rafael has weakened down to a tropical storm. Oh, no, that is... Anyways, it basically just spins in the... Yeah, I guess that is right. It just spins in the Gulf and stays a tropical storm, or it actually becomes a tropical depression. Oh, I see what happens now. Okay. This track is very confusing. But anyways, it stays kind of north of Mexico and then dives south in the coming days. So the track actually, here, let me show this a little bit better. The track is actually going south. So it's actually going away from the United States, but going to bring some heavy rain to portions of Mexico. So just wanted to point that out because I know earlier this week, we were, for some reason, there was an article that was put out with like, when does Rafael impact Florida? And it's like, well, never. So anyways, I mean, maybe some indirect impacts along the coast, but for the most part, Rafael, no longer a big deal. Temperatures right now in the 50s across the tri-state, 54 in Harrison and Hamilton, 52 at CVG, 54 in Batavia. At CVG right now, if we dive into the numbers a little bit more, I mentioned those breezy winds. Temperature right now at CVG is 52, winds out of the east at 9 miles per hour. Remember that sun setting earlier and earlier, 5:29 today. There's those breezy winds, gusts of 17 miles per hour at Lunken, 20 miles per hour in Wilmington. But we will have breezy winds today, and those winds will pick up tomorrow. 20 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts will be possible. So here's a look at today's forecast. We're going to see highs in the mid 60s today. So it will be a warm day today, relatively speaking. And oh, I have an error. An unexpected error occurred. Well, we don't love that. Sorry, let me work through some of the kinks. I don't know why this was working all morning and then all of a sudden doesn't want to. Okay, so 64 for a high temperature, warmer than the normal high of 57. Cloudy skies expected for much of the day today. Kind of what you see outside is what you're going to get. Speaking of what UC is at home hosting the West Virginia Mountaineers today. Kickoff is at noon. Great weather for that event, for that game. It's the 100th anniversary of Nippert Stadium. That blows my mind. I'm sure there's been renovations and upgrades and that kind of stuff. But yeah, they dedicated the field 100 years ago, almost to the day. So I think they're going to be honoring that today. And I'll show you, will I? Yes, I will. The FC Cincinnati forecast, which of course they have kickoff at 4. Should be great weather there as well. With temperatures in the 60s. So the rain holds off again until very late tonight. After midnight is when most of us see that rain, but today will be overall cloudy but mild with those temperatures in the 60s. Here comes the rain after midnight and throughout tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is going to be very wet with heavy rain at times, a few rumbles of thunder, but no severe weather. We're not going to have the dynamics in place for severe weather, but definitely some heavy rain, some impactful weather. That rain tapers off by tomorrow afternoon. Monday will be dry for Veterans Day. It looks great Monday, as a matter of fact, with clear skies. We do get a little chilly Tuesday morning, but for the most part, that 7-day forecast remains very mild. Rainfall totals are heavier to the southeast, lesser to the northwest, so around an inch in Cincinnati, higher amounts to the southeast, lower amounts to the northwest, but much needed rain because, again, we are abnormally dry. Tomorrow, Pete Rose Memorial from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., 14 hours for number 14. And you are looking at temperatures in the upper 50s at 7 a.m. Noon, it will still be raining, 60 degrees. If you hold off until later, that rain will taper off maybe around dinner time. You can head out there. And again, that's going to be near Gate A at Crosley Terrace, so you know where the statue is. So go to that area for that memorial. Temperatures in the 60s throughout most of that 7-day forecast until we get to Thursday and Friday. We drop to the 50s. Rain chances return for both Wednesday and Thursday. Right now, a little too early to tell details on those rain chances for Wednesday and Thursday. We'll have to keep an eye on it, but there does become a cool down as we head into Thursday and Friday with temperatures in the 50s. And if we go beyond that 7-day forecast, let me pop this up full for you. Oh, am I paused? It's paused on my phone. Am I? Can't tell if it's paused everywhere. Maybe not. Okay, that's weird that it paused on my phone. Maybe it's a Wi-Fi issue. So beyond the 7-day forecast, temperatures in the 50s and 60s. So again, remaining relatively mild, but seeing more rain chances as we head into beyond the 7-day forecast. So I just want to make one tweak here. Here we go. Okay. So, I'm not sure because my phone is messing up if I can get your questions. And that kind of defeats the whole purpose of this show. It does look like it's working. I don't know if you guys are commenting. But that's the forecast. Again, tomorrow is that first alert weather day. We'll have you covered here with those, of course, talking about heavy rain at times, strong gusty winds at times, an inch on average, lesser amounts to the northwest, higher amounts to the southeast. So yeah, I can't. That's a bummer. Okay, there we go. Now it caught back up. So anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. But I think that's about all that I have for you. Busy Saturday here in the Tri-State, as you know. Just a programming note, tonight we have football all day from noon all the way through. Our last game kickoffs at 8. That is scheduled to end at 11:30, so the newscast will go on at 11:30. That's what it's scheduled for. Of course, it will just depend on when that game wraps up. But we will have you covered. Ethan Emery will have your streaming show this evening as well. So if you have any questions, of course, he can answer those for you. He will be on at 6 o'clock with 19 at 6. So until then, I hope you guys have a great day and a wonderful weekend. And I will see you back here on Monday for Veterans Day.